Jai Hind children, I hope all of you studied the Euclid's lemma and how to find the HCF of two positive numbers using Euclid's division algorithm. Now in this section, we are going to start with what the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Before starting, I wish to recall the points which you studied on earlier classes. The first is that every prime is a product of that prime itself. For example, consider 2. 2 is the prime number. It is the product of 2 itself. We studied in earlier classes that every number is the product of that number itself. Thus, every prime is the product of that prime. And the second point you try to understand is any natural number greater than 1 can be written as, very important, greater than 1. That can be written as the product of its prime factors. Any natural number greater than 1. Why we can't consider the number 1? Because 1 is neither prime nor composite. So, every natural number greater than 1, I am going to consider the number 4, which is the number greater than 1. That can be written as the product of its prime factors. How to make a prime factorization? 4 can be written as 2 into 2. And I am going to consider another prime number, that is 18. 18 when divided by 2, you get a 9. That can be prime factored as 3 into 3. Very important, the order in which we are taking the prime factors. Always try to remember that you need to take the least prime number 2 at first and take the numbers 3, 5, 7, etc. in the ascending order of magnitude itself. Now, consider the number 36, a natural number. That when dividing by 2, you get an 18. 18 can be written as 2 into 3 into 3. Consider a number 90. 90 when divided by 2, you get 45. That can be divisible by 3. You get a 15. 15 again can be divisible by 3. You get a 5. So, you can check whether it is right or not. 5 into 3 is 15. 15 into 3, 45. 45 into 2 is 90. So, all these are natural numbers greater than 1 and they can be expressed as the product of prime factors. So, this is a very important point. Second one. Now, I am going to consider a list of prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and 30. Now, what I am going to do that, taking some numbers from this collection I am going to multiply. 2 and 5. All these are prime numbers. 2 and 5 when multiplying I get a natural number 10. Now I am going to take 2 itself 2 times. Then I get a natural number 4. Now I am going to take 11 and 7. You get 77. Now I am going to take 2 into 5 into 13. That is 130. In this way, from these prime numbers, if you multiply some or all of these numbers, allowing each number to repeat as many times as you wish, then you will get a collection of infinitely many natural numbers. Am I right? So this collection is infinitely many number. From this you can conclude that every natural number equals product of its primes. Product of its primes. A very important point. All the natural numbers can be expressed as the product of the prime and all product of the primes can be obtained for a natural number, or product when multiplying you will get a natural number in return. So the forward and reverse action seems to be correct for a natural number. Now we can come to that question on. My first question is that can we produce all composites through the product of the primes? In this way, if you multiply the product of primes, can we produce all composite numbers? That is my first question. And the second question is that, is there any composite number which is not the product of primes? Can you find or can you say any composite number which cannot be expressed as the product of the primes? These two questions you need to keep in mind and we need to get the answer after coming to the next session. Okay? Come with the next section. The second section deals with how to factorize the number. Here I write a number 32,760. I want to factorize it by means of the factor tree method that you studied in earlier classes. A very important factor is that you need to start from the least prime numbers and take the prime numbers in the ascending order of magnitude itself. At first, it is divisible by 2, so I am going to divide with a 2. How to divide? When dividing with a 2, don't do it in the rougher column, do mentally. How many times? 1 time, 6 times 12, 3 2s are 6, carry 1, 8 2s are 16, and 0. Now one more thing, try to remember, if you multiply these two numbers, your product will be 32760. Now, again this number is possible for a division with a 2. As long as you can divide with the 2, you need to divide. If you can't divide with the 2, you need to take the next prime number, which is 3. In that order of ascending order of magnitude, you need to take it for division. When dividing by 2, how many times? 8 2s are 16. 3 divided by 2, only 1 time, balance 1. That 1 you can take it for 8, so 18, and 9 2s are 18, and 0. Thus, again 2 into 8190 gives 16380. This number again is divisible by 2. I am going to divide. How many times? Very important. 8 by 2 is 4. But this 1 is impossible for a division with 2. So I need to put it as 0. Then the next number becomes 19. And 9 2s are 18. Carry 1. 5 2s are 10. 4095. This number is not possible for a division with 2. So you need to check whether x prime number 3. Okay. How to check whether a number is divisible by 3 or not? Adding the digits. 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 plus 0, 14. 14 plus 4 is 18. That 18 is a multiple of 3, so it is divisible by 3. I am going to divide with the 3. How many times? 1 time, carry 1, 10. 3 times, again carry 1, 19. 6 3s are 18. Again carry 1, 15. 5 3s are 15. 1, 3, 6, 5. Again you need to check whether this number is divisible by 3 or not. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 3, 14 plus 1, 15. Again that number is possible for a division with a 3, so I am going to divide with a 3. How many times? 4 3s are 12. Carry 1, 16. 5 3s are 15. Again 1, so 15. 455 is the answer. Again, I need to check whether it is possible for a division with a prime number 3. 5 plus 5, 10 plus 4, 14 is not possible for dividing with a 3. So, you need to take the next prime number 5. Yes, this number can be divisible by 5. So, 45 by 5 is 9 times and 5 by 5 is 191. But this number is not possible for to divide with a 5 again. So, I need to take the next prime number 7. Yes, how many times? 1 time, 2 balance. 21, so 7 3s are 21. Now, the last branch you can see that the two numbers obtained for you are prime numbers, so we need to stop there. Now, what we can do that? This 32760 can be expressed as 32760. That can be expressed as 2 into 2 into 2, 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. 2 3s are there, 3 into 3. Into 5, into 7, into 13, into 5, into 7, into 13. This in short you can written as 32760 can be written as 2 3 times, that is 2 right 3, into 3 2 times, 5 1 time, 7 1 time, and 13 1 time. Remember, all these are prime numbers and the left side is a composite number. So, this composite number on the left side can be expressed as the product of prime. That is the first point. Thus, every composite number can be factored as the product of prime. That was my first question in the questions on can we produce all composite numbers through the product of primes? Yes, all the composite numbers can be generated through these prime numbers itself. Now, one more question. Is there any composite number? So, the answer is yes. Is there any composite number which is not the product of primes? No, you can't find any composite number which cannot be expressed as the product of primes, because Even the least composite number 4 can be expressed as 2 into 2. So the answer is no. Is there any composite number which is not the product of primes? No. There isn't any composite number which can't be expressed as the product of primes. Okay, now we can come to the conclusion again. So the first point try to remember, the left side composite number can be expressed as the product of primes. Then the second is that if you think this 32760 as an x, then your right side will be the product of the primes p1. This prime you can think as p2, another prime p3, another prime p4, and another prime p5. Actually, it is the product of some primes. Now, one more thing. Some students may think that why I can't write 32760 as the 3 at first, then again a 2, then a 3, then again 2 2s, then a 13, then I can divide with a 7 this way. You can change in any way, you can change the order, but if you consider the order of division as per the ascending order of magnitude, this is the one and only one representation. Even if you are writing like this, the representation for 32760 is none other than 2 raised to 3 into 3 raised to 2 into 5 raised to 1 into one more 5 here, 5 raised to 1 into 13 raised to 1 into 7 raised to 1. So whatever be the expression you are going to write, the representation is unique. So it is in a unique way, very important. Except for the order in which the primes occur. You don't need to think about, you don't need to particular about the order of the primes occurring in it. But the expression will be unique in such a way that only this combination yields the number 32760. That's a very important concept, is that every composite number can be factored as the product of primes. Above all, it is in a unique way if you consider the order of division of the prime numbers in the ascending order of magnitude. Now, I am going to formally state this as a theorem, theorem 1.2. Look at the theorem, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Keep in memory. This is the statement. Every composite number can be expressed or factorized as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique. That I already told you what I mean with unique, one and only one. Apart from the order in which the prime factors occurs. Means that if you must not think about, or if you must not be particular about the order of the prime numbers occurring in it, this factorization is unique. A very important theorem. Every composite number can be expressed or factorized as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. The statement asked so many times during the board exam, so keep in memory. Now, one more thing. This statement already mentioned as not as fundamental theorem of arithmetic. An equivalent statement of this one was mentioned in the book Elements by Euclid. But Carl Friedrich Gauss, the great mathematician, changed it as or converted it as fundamental theorem of arithmetic, and he is a well-known mathematician, a great mathematician among the three mathematicians along with Archimedes as well as Newton. Now, we are going to think about what the application of this fundamental theorem of arithmetic. The prime application of the fundamental theorem of arithmetic is finding the HCF and LCM of two or more positive numbers. Here I am going to find how to find the HCF and LCM of two positive integers by prime factorization method, or the question may be asked like this: find the HCF and LCM of the two numbers by fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Both seems the same question. So first step is you need to collect all common prime factors for to find the HCF. HCF means highest common factor. Then take the product of the smallest power. Now you haven't any idea regarding those two statements. I am going to find what the HCF of 6 and 20. After that we can come to that statement again. Okay, what do you want to do that? For to find HCF of, you need to read it as HCF of 6 and 20. You need to read like this. This is representation. HCF of 6 and 20, you need to express the first number 6 as the product of primes. 6 can be written as divided with the 2, you get a 3, so can be written as 2 into 3, or you can write it as 2 raised to 1 into 3 raised to 1, the product of two prime factors. Now I am going to express 20. 20 equals 20 is divisible by 2. When divided by 2, what remains? 10. The 10 can be divisible by 2. There remains a 5. So that I am going to express it as 2 raised to 2 into 5 raised to 1. We are asked to find the HCF. For to find the HCF, come to the statement. Collect all common prime factors. Which are the common prime factors here? 2. Here 1, 2. This is the only common prime factor. If more than one prime factor, that also you need to write. Here only one common factor, that is 2. What you want to do? Take the product of the smallest power. Highest common factor is the HCF. Then you need to consider the smallest power. Among the common factors, which is the smallest power? 1 is the smallest power. So 2 raised to 1. 2 is the answer. Very good, as well as a very important, as well as a very simple method for finding the HCF of two numbers. I hope all of you understand how to do that. We can do some more problems based on this. Come to the next one. How to find the LCM. For to get the LCM, the step is LCM means the least common multiple. For to get the LCM, what you want to do? The step is collect all the prime factors. Here, the very important is common prime factors only you will collect. Then the smallest power you need to consider. Here, you need to collect all the prime factors. Then take the product of the greatest power. Okay, we can check. For to find the LCM, once again LCM of 6 and 20 I need to find. I am going to make a prime factorization for 6 as 2 into 3, which can be written as 2 raised to 1 into 3 raised to 1. The same question. Then 20 I am going to factorize as 2. Then a 10 can be written as 2 into 5. That can be written as 2 raised to 2 into 5 raised to 1. Now you are asked to find the LCM. For the LCM, what you want to do? Collect all the prime factors. Here, common prime factors only. Here, you need to collect all the prime factors. Which are the prime factors occurring here? The one prime factor is 2. Another prime factor is 3. Multiply all these. And one more prime factor you can see 5. You need to collect all the prime factors. Then, LCM means the least common multiple. When considering the least, you need to take the greatest power. Which is the greatest power of 2 among these two? 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 2. Which is the greatest power? 2 raised to 2. For the 3, which is the greatest power? 3 raised to 1. For the 5, which is the greatest power? 5 raised to 1. So, this is the final answer. What is 2 square? 4 into 3, 12. 12 into 5 is 60 is the answer. I hope all of you understand how to find the LCM of two numbers. Any doubt? No. So, at first you know to study the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. A very simple as well as a very important 1 mark or a 2 mark question for to find the HCF and LCM of two numbers. Okay, now we can come with the next question. A problem. By using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, find the HCF and LCM of two numbers 120 and 70. I am going to do one more problem. HCF and LCM you need to find for one question. I am going to factorize the number 120 at first. 120 can be factorized as 120 when divided by 2, you get a 60, that can be divided by 2, you get a 30, can be divided by 2, you get a 15, 15 can be expressed as 3 into 5. So that this can be expressed as 2 raised to 3 into 3 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 1. Am I right? Okay. Now, come with the second number. One more number is given for you, 70. This 70, I am going to make a prime factorization with the least prime number 2 at first, 2. 70 when divided by 2, 35. 35 can be divided with a 5, then a 7 remains. So, the factorization is 2 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 1 into 7 raised to 1. We are going to find the HCF at first. For the HCF, you need to collect the common factors. Which are the common factor? 2 is the common factor into another common factor 5, that I am going to write 5. 2 and 5 are the common factors. For the HCF, highest common factor, you need to take the least power. Which is the least power among 2 raised to 3 and 2 raised to 1? 2 raised to 1. Which is the least power among 5 raised to 1 and 5 raised to 1? 5 raised to 1. So the answer is 2 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 1, which is 10. And I am going to find the LCM. For the LCM, You have to consider all the factors, one factor 2, other factor 3, another factor 5, and one more factor 7. All the factors you need to write. Then for LCM, you need to write the highest power. Highest power of 2 is 3. That is 2 raised to 3. Highest power of 3 is 1. Highest power of 5 is also 1. Highest power of 7 is also 1. Okay, now I am going to multiply. 2 raised to 3 is 8. 8 into 3 is 24. 24 into 35. If you want, you can multiply. 24 into 35, you get a 840 will be the answer. 8 into 3 is 24. Do I want to multiply? 24 into 5 becomes 120. 120, you have to multiply with a 7, you get 840. Okay. Thus, you can find that one more property you can find from here is that always when finding the HCF, highest common factor, that will be a number which is smaller than or equal to one among the given number. But when finding the LCM, it will be a greater number, a larger number than the given number. Sometimes it may be equal to or a larger number. So LCM always gives larger number and HCF gives smaller number. Now, here I wrote a verification. What I am going to verify is that I am going to multiply this HCF and LCM. HCF into LCM I am going to do. What is the HCF here? 10. LCM is 840. When multiplying I get 8400. Now I am going to multiply the given two numbers A and B. Here A is 120 into the other number B is 70. That also 12 into 7 is 84. 20. So what obtained for you? HCF into LCM. When multiplying, you can find that it is equal to A into B, the product of the two numbers. A very important concept for any two positive integers A and B. Remember, we can find HCF for positive integers only. Positive integers A and B. HCF of the two numbers AB into the LCM of the two numbers AB must be equal to the product of the two numbers A and B. Very important. Keep in memory. I hope all of you understand how to find the HCF and LCM of two numbers. HCF, remember, you need to take only common factors, take the least power. In LCM, you need to take all the factors with the highest power. Okay, now come to this problem. A very important problem for the board exam. Find the LCM of, you are asked to find the LCM. You are asked to find the LCM of 306 and 1314. If HCF is given, what is given for you? Given the HCF of 306 and 1314 equal to 18. Many may think that for to find the LCM of these two numbers, I can't apply the prime factorization method. You can apply the prime factorization method, but here we are given with an HCF, so it will be very easy for to find out by using the result HCF into LCM equal to the product of two numbers. Okay, I am going to do that. We have HCF into LCM equal to the product of the two numbers 306 into 1314 as per this result. I am going to substitute the values which are known for me. HCF is given as 18 into LCM of the two numbers. I need to find LCM of the number 306 and 1314. I need to find the given product is 306 into 1314. That is, we need to find the LCM. Therefore, LCM of 306 in and 1314 is obtained. On the right side, 306 into 1314, that you can divide with the 18. Multiplication goes to right side, becomes division. Okay, you please do this calculation in the upper column. If want, I will do it here. Can be divided with a 2 9 times. Can be divided with a 2. 6 2 are 12. Carry 1 5 7 657. And now this can be divisible by 3 times. This can be divisible by 3 102. Again 102 is divisible by 3. How many times? 3 3s are 9, balance 1 34. So on the numerator, nothing in the denominator. On the numerator, a 657 into 34 remains. Okay, we can check. 7 4s are 28, balance 2, 5 4s are 20 plus 2 22, carry 2, 6 4s are 24 plus 2 26. Then 7 3s are 21, carry 2, 5 3s are 15 plus 2 17, carry 1, 6 3s are 18 plus 1 19. Now I am going to add up these two. 8, 3, 13, 12, 2. 2, 2, 338 is the answer obtained for me. You please check whether any calculation mistake there with. So 22338 is the LCM of the numbers 306 and 1314. Even if you find by means of the prime factorization method, you will get the same answer itself. So if HCF is given, you can find LCM by this formula, and if LCM is given, you can find HCF also by this formula. So if you are asked to find the HCF, what you want to do? The product of the two numbers by LCM. Product of the two numbers by LCM equal to HCF, and product of the two numbers by HCF gives the LCM. A very important result and a sure question for the board exam. Okay, now come to the last question in this section. What if happens if three numbers are given? Our question is, find the HCF of 6, 72 and 120 by prime factorization method. Three numbers are given. The same here. Find the LCM. At first I am going to make a prime factorization for 6. 6 can be expressed as 6 equals 2 into 3. Or you can write it as 2 raised to 1 into 3 raised to 1. The next number is 72. 72 when dividing by 2, you get a 36 by 2, 18 by 2, 9. That can be written as 3 into 3. So if want, you can check it. 2 cube is 8, 8 into 9, 72. So that I am going to write as 2 raised to 3 into 3 raised to 2. Any doubt? Next is, I am going to make a prime factorization for the number, the last number 120. Okay, 120 I am going to do. 120 when that also a composite number, when dividing by 2, you get a 60 by 2, 30 by 2, 15. That can be written as 3 into 5. This I am going to write as 2 raised to 3 into 3 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 1. Any doubt? Here the first number is 2 raised to 1 into 3 raised to 1. The second is 2 raised to 3 into 3 raised to 2. The next number is 2 raised to 3 into 3 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 1. You are asked to find the HCF. For to get the HCF, what you want to do? You need to look with the common factors only. Which are the common numbers? 2, 2, 2 is the common among all these, into 3, 3, 3 common among all these, but 5 here, 5 not here. So the only common primes are 2 and 3. Now for the HCF, you need to take the least power. Which is the least power among 2's? 1. Which is the least power among 3's? 1. So 2 into 3, 6 is the answer. Okay. The same method we need to adopt for 3 numbers. Now I am going to find the LCM. For LCM, the same prime factorization you need to do. I am going to write the LCM directly here. LCM equal to, for the LCM you need to write the same question, 672 120, 672 120. LCM, what you want to do? You need to write all the factors. Which are the factors? 2 is a factor, into 3 another prime factor, into one more prime factor here, 5. After writing the prime factors, you need to check whether it is LCM or HCF. If it is LCM, least common multiple, you need to take the highest power. The highest power among the 2's is 3. The highest power among the 3's is 2. And the highest power among the 1's is 1. Okay, you need to check it. Equals 2 raised to 3 is 8. 3 raised to 2 is 9 and 5. 9 to 8 is 72 into 5. Our answer is 5 to 10, carry 1, 35 plus 1, 36. 360 is the answer. Now, obtained the HCF and LCM, we are going to verify. What is the verification? I am going to find what about HCF into LCM. Here, HCF is 6 into LCM is 360. That I am going to multiply. 6 6 are 36. 6 carry 3. 6 3 are 18 plus 3 21. So 2160 is the number obtained when multiplying HCF and LCM. Okay. You need to, if you want, you can do it in the upper column. What about 6 into 360? 2160 will get the answer. Now, what I am going to do that I am going to take the product of the numbers. Product of the numbers. Product of the numbers. 3 numbers are here that we can take as ABC. Product of the numbers ABC is 6 into 72 into 120. Okay. 72 into 6 I am going to do 72 into 6. 6 2 are 12. Carry 1. 7 6 are 42 plus 1 43. So 432. This 432 I need to multiply with the 120. 432 into 12 we can do 2 2 are 4, 3 2 are 6, 4 2 are 8, 2, 3, 4. I am going to add up 4, 6 plus 2 8, 8 plus 3 11, 5. 5 1, 8, 4. One more 0 there, 5 1, 8 4 0. Now, what about the HCF into LCM? 2160. What about the product? 51840. When it happens for two numbers, you can find that the product will be equal to the HCF and LCM. But remember, for more than 2, that is for 3 positive numbers A, B and C, HCF of ABC, the 3 numbers ABC into the LCM of ABC is never equal to A into B into C. A very important result. HCF into LCM equal to product of 2 numbers satisfies only for 2 numbers, and more than 2 it fails to keep. So HCF of ABC into LCM of ABC is not equal to the product of the 3 numbers ABC. So remember, all these properties, this also keep in memory. It will be true for 2 numbers but fails for 3 numbers. Now after this you need to note down the homework on. Homework. Exercise 1.2, questions 1, 2, 3 and 4. Before concluding, I wish to say one more thing. Next section, Sandhi teacher will discuss with some more problems based on the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. That is an explanation video. After watching the explanation video, teacher will send a copy of how to write the answers in the paper. Okay, now note down those notes in your notebook and do the homework in the homework paper separately. Okay, thank you, bye.